all this bigness around you. You just can't quite picture it until you're there, right? And I remember one of my most vivid memories is when the Grand Am March happened. That was the first car then, and they had the screen and they had the car like come at you over the screen with the music, and then all of the people started going across the stage. And they went on and on and on. I told my husband, you could have got a hot dog and stood in line and came back and it'd still be going. But as I watched those women cross the stage and I saw just every age, every size, every color, everything, I thought to myself, it really reinforced my belief that if these women could learn how to do it, so can I, right? Okay. So Destination Red is something that you've heard a lot about, and you will be hearing a lot about the whole career conference. And Destination Red kind of reminds me of that Grand Am March. Destination Red is an incentive that was designed for every single person in this room. Every single one of you has the same opportunity to be aboard that cruise ship. And everyone in this room can make the choice to share this amazing opportunity. And I literally thank God that someone shared that opportunity with me. So let me tell you just a little bit about that. Okay, when I began my Mary Kay journey, my husband Chris and I have been married for 6 years. True confessions, I married him for his #1 body, and #2, because he was the nicest person I ever met. And we just celebrated our 37-year anniversary. So, obviously that formula works, just saying. Okay. When I joined Mary Kay, our daughter Whitney, we had one child. Our daughter Whitney was 4 and she was going on 5. And at the time I worked days, so I could be home with Whitney during the evening. And Chris worked nights, so he was home with her during the day. And I had an 8-to-5 job, but if any of you work 8-to-5, you know that really is 6 to 6. You have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready and to drive past the orange barrels and whatnot to make it to work on time, right? And then I was on salary. And if anybody's on salary, that means that you get paid the same amount no matter how many hours you work. And if you want to get a promotion, that you have to work more hours than normal because you need to be recognized to move up, correct? And then still hope that somebody related to somebody up there doesn't get that position. So anyway, as I would pull out of our subdivision every day, right before I started, I would see the parents with the children at the bus stop, so for the kindergarten bus. Well, next year Whitney was going to kindergarten. And isn't that traumatic when your first one goes to kindergarten? And so I would get all teary-eyed on the way to work thinking, who's going to stay with Whitney at the bus stop? Well, Chris would have, but I wanted to. And so I just really wanted the opportunity to write my own schedule. I just thought, gosh, if I could get up early and work and then spend the day with Whitney, go to the pool with her, then I could work all evening, it would be perfect, right? But of course that doesn't really work out in the real world, and did not work with the bank I worked for. About that time, I got a phone call from my cousin Judy, and Judy had just joined Mary Kay, and she said, Sherry, I just joined Mary Kay, and I'm really excited, and I have to hold 5 parties to win this ring. And I've booked 4 of them, and you're my last hope for the 5th party. So I thought that was a great script. I'm sure it's true, but I said yes. And you know what's so exciting is Judy's daughter, Jamie, is with us as a brand new consultant here to this right now. Okay, so she did the party, we bought basics, she told me about the opportunity because I was complaining about my job, and she gave me her director's phone number and said, you should call my director. I know that they make lots of money and they have lots of fun. She was so new that she still thought of it as they, right? And so somehow I had a bad day at work a week or 2 later, and I called her director. Sorry, as soon as she answered the phone, tried to back out, but she said, I'll be right there. She came in her bright pink car to my job, and I was so embarrassed. I worked at kind of a stuffy bank, and there was a long, and everybody was out for lunch, but I got in, and she told me about the opportunity, and I believed it, but I didn't believe it. Do you know what I mean? I believed it, but I wasn't sure. Even though I knew of stories of Mary Kay people, I still wasn't sure. So I had a couple of objections, but Val pretty much overcame them and told me, you know, Sherry, you're trying to plan your whole life around this, and you don't even know if you like it. Why don't you try it, see if you like it, and then plan your life around it? Never dawned on me, that's why. So I decided to get started. Well, you know, sometimes we think that maybe we're not enough. We have these fears, and we don't know if we're comfortable passing things on, and the opportunity and whatnot. But I want to share with you that your passion and your excitement about your own business is enough. You are enough. Judy was enough. She didn't have all the perfect words to say, but she told me about the opportunity, right? And I was worried. I was seeing a dermatologist for adult acne that somehow I got, you know, after having Whitney, and just would not go away. So I thought, gosh, how can I hold these parties in my own skin? Isn't that great? I wasn't really comfortable speaking in front of a group. I got a little awkward and tongue-tied, so I was kind of quiet when I was around a bigger group, and I envied people that had the ability to just speak with people, but I didn't have it at that point. So I had lots of things that were holding me back, but I had a flip chart, and the flip chart told me what to say. My best friend critiqued my flip chart my very first class and my very last class. In the first class, she said, you did pretty good, but you never looked up from your flip chart once, and you never smiled once. So my second class went something like this, blah, blah, blah. That's an honest to God true story, okay? By my fifth party, she told me I had improved. So, the other thing is, you know, we don't have to have all the answers to share about how our Mary Kay business has improved our life. We can just share our passion for how it will improve our life, and that was what I held on to. This is a card that Mary Kay gives away. I set up my parties, and this is the card that I'm going to win. You know, inside my little heart was fluttering as I said that, but I knew it was possible, and I said it anyway, even though I was so scared. And I used my director's story before I had my own eye story. At the skincare class, it said, share your eye story. Well, mine was, this is who I am and why I joined, but then I would tell Val's accomplishments because I was still working on mine, right? Okay, so after I completed my perfect start, I fell in love. I loved everything about this opportunity. I just had no idea. And so I met with Val and I said, I wouldn't want to learn how to become a director, or how to quit my full-time job, actually, is what I said. And she said, okay. So she sat down and walked me through the formula. You know, it's the 3 + 3 + 3, hold 3 parties a week, you know, 2 parties and bring guests to meeting for your 3rd party. Sell $300 a week to new faces, and hold 3 recruiting and personal face-to-face recruiting interviews a week. And we figured out how long, you know, how much money I need to make to quit, blah, blah, blah. And so that was the goal that I set. I came home and I talked to Whitney, and she had and has the most beautiful green eyes, and she sat on the edge of her little bed, and I looked in her eyes and I said, Whitney, for the next 4 months, Mommy is going to be gone more. I said, but at the end of 4 months, I will be home with you for good. And she looked up at me so trusting, and you know, you just don't break that bond with a 4-year-old. And so, and I said, I'm going to be gone more because I knew I didn't know yet. I knew I didn't have skills up to par yet, but I knew I would work at them and I would get the job done. And I never missed that goal once for the next 4 months. 4 months after that, I was on target for my car, earned my card, and then 3 months after that, became a sales director. And so, but do you know what? It's a process. Becoming is a process. And I wasn't confident when I started, but I want to share with you that confidence is just not more knowledge, and training doesn't just turn into confidence. Confidence comes from when we get into action. And Mary Kay is so wise because it's little win after little win. It's our bling badges, it's our weekly practice at meeting. We work and we get better, and we don't even realize all of a sudden we're at a new place. Because when you reach that new level, you're equipped to do that new level. I want to share just a couple of things that this career provided me. Whitney was a perfect child, but then I had Christopher 9 months after I joined Mary Kay. I told you about my husband. Christopher was a challenge. Christopher's still a challenge. I'm so proud of him. He's awesome. He is a red beret. He is an incredible man, but he was not an incredible child. And but you know, he just had special things, and he was just always an intense child. And he would come home, and there was just times like in 2nd grade, he just needed to be held. So I love that I had my schedule. When he came home, I would just hold him, and we'd just sit and kind of unwind, and he maybe talked a little bit. After about 15, 20 minutes, he was fine. But he needed that. It was just him. Do you know what I mean? He had to have certain things where he wouldn't eat, so I had to dip his little sliced apples in lemon juice before he went to preschool so that his apples didn't turn brown. And it's just the stupidest stuff. But I just loved. Does anybody have a kid like that? Yes. I just love that I could do that. For our 20th anniversary, I called my husband at work and said, there's money in the checking account for you. I want you to stop on your way home and buy that Harley that you've been wanting forever. When my dad had emphysema and I knew we only had a couple years left, we were able to move and to a place my husband commute because of the income that Mary Kay provided us so I could be with him his last couple years because I would never forgive myself if I had not. This Mary Kay opportunity allows us not just the lifestyle of our choice, but the life of our choice. Mary Kay said, we're a company that's known for the people we keep, and we think that we keep the very best. She said, we have the most loyal and dedicated people in the world. They define determination and purpose. And I want to share with you that we want to keep you, and we want to count you as one of those very best. We want to keep you, we want to count you, we want to cherish you, we want to empower you, we want to mentor you, we want to applaud you, and we want to celebrate you as you walk across that stage 3 months from now, and as you wave bon voyage, I can say that, while standing by a loved one, the loved one of your choice, on that magnificent cruise ship as it sets sail. So, in closing, we're going to practice this, okay? And you need to participate, so I'm a little out of my comfort zone with this, actually. So, I want you to stand up. All right, now I want you to picture who are you going to take on the cruise with you. If you decided, think real fast. Who's going to go with you, right? Okay, you know? All right, so I want you to pretend right now you are on that cruise ship, and the music is playing, and the stuff is flying through the air, and the foghorn is sounding, and it's pulling out of the harbor. We're going to practice waving bon voyage to all. A bunch of the nationals are showing up. Just wish you bon voyage. Did you know that? So yes, so that's going to happen. So I want you to be waving. Practice waving. Bon voyage! Bon voyage! All right, now hug that person next to you because she's going to be on the ship with you. So hug her. Hug her.